Now to another aspect of context, the associations between a distinguishable meaning and other related meanings. What I mean by distinguishable meaning might be a conversation, a song, a building, the demeanour of a person, a painting or a book. Each of these has noticeable beginnings and ends. For some media, these beginnings and ends are expressed mainly in time, the beginning and the end of a conversation or a song, for instance. For other media, the beginnings and ends are expressed in positions in place, the covers of a book, the entrance of a building, for instance. Elsewhere in this grammar, we spoke about meanings having structures, patterns within them that hold them together and make them coherent. These are the distinctive patterns in the beginnings, middles and ends of conversations, songs, buildings, bodily demeanours, paintings, books and so on. These we want to call endophoric relations in order to make a contrast with what we will now call exophoric relations, the relations with other conversations, other songs, other buildings, the demeanour of a person at different times, other paintings or other books. These exophoric connections we call association. We want to revise slightly and rename a distinction made by the philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre. He said there were three ways to see a crowd in his city, the city of Paris. A group of people, he says, are waiting for a bus in front of the church in Place Saint-Germain, Paris. They are together in this moment as a consequence of what Sartre calls, to quote him now, the inert effect of separate activities. This we would term serial association. The association of bodies in an otherwise anonymous crowd is an example. Sartre goes on to say, we are concerned here with a plurality of isolations. These people do not care about or speak to each other and in general do not look at one another. Contrast this with people's actual social relations, Sartre goes on. These may well be actually on their mind even though they're not looking at one another. They might be thinking about their families at home, the nearby community in which the families live. These associations we call scaling, from smaller social structures nested within larger structures. But then these same people may join a movement. They may march down the street in support of better public transport, for instance, and this is what we might call expressive causality. To exemplify association multimodally, spatially expressed artefacts and temporal episodes of meaning can be associated in three ways. The first we call seriality, or things that are nearby in time and space. The conversation is connected with another because it happens before or after. The song put at a particular place in a playlist. The building which is located near another one. Or bodily movement by one person that is near another's bodily movement, or the other paintings in a collection, or other books on a shelf. Scaling consists of distinguishable meanings that are within one another. One part of a conversation before its subject and tone is changed within a long conversation. A movement in a concerto, a single gesticulation within an embodied interaction that moves through many. One kind of room that is to be found in that kind of building, or a chapter within a book and a book within a library. A third kind of association, which we call expressive causality, is where meaning is expressive of a wider totality. Conversations are expressive of shared community. Objects are expressive of kinds of utility or aesthetics. Buildings may be expressive of urbanism.